I am Caroline Barrel, the coordinator of the TrustChain project. I will briefly explain what it is about. So TrustChain is a European project under the Horizon Europe Research and Innovation Program. We have distributed up to 8.7 million euro to third-party projects to achieve a human-centered, trustworthy, and sustainable decentralized internet, to empower innovators and end users through 5 open calls, for them to create a portfolio of next-generation internet protocols and an ecosystem of decentralized identity management software solutions that are transparent to the user, interoperable, privacy-aware, regulatory compliant, and that can seamlessly integrate and interoperate with any of existing decentralized applications. The idea also was to move innovation to real-world impact by being user-centric by design and answering real user needs. So the 5 open calls have taken place. We are now in the open call 5, green, scalable, and sustainable DLTs. The third party are working on their solution. Note that all the open call take basis also on human-centered design and citizen empowerment, on regulatory framework and e-democracy, and on market framework and business potential. Each open call has provided key technology that can be used as basis for development in the subsequent call and eventually in the hackathon, while also the opposite interaction from later call could be also fine. So whatever the call, we have encouraged the third party to co-create with engagement of end users since the requirement specification phase till the validation of the proposed solution. We ask them to provide democratic, transparent, traceable, and regulatory compliant mechanisms that can support any ecosystem of entity and actors participating with their digital identity. And for that, they were asked to use decentralized digital identity architecture together with IoT, AI, Cloud 2H, DLT, and DT, and embed in such solution important societal goals in accordance with objective truth and therefore trustworthiness. 73 projects have been funded, addressing key challenges such as, among others, self-sovereign identity and eIDAS 2 compliant frameworks, user control over their data, GDPR and EU Data Act aligned data sharing, system ensuring data integrity, transparency and accountability, cross-chain compatibility for seamless decentralized services, and finally, in open call 5, energy efficient, scalable, distributed ledger technologies. So this is it for my presentation, and we can leave the floor to Vlado, I think, regarding the framework of the hackathon and the challenges.
Thank you very much. Speaking about TrustChain, we are in a project that is aiming to support the development of an internet which is human-centered, much more trustworthy, and able for sustainable development in the future. We aim at decentralized internet as it had been in the very early stages. Our goal in this project is to build bridges between existing TrustChain projects. 73 of them have already been funded. And the goal is to demonstrate how the technologies can work together to create real, usable, citizen-focused solutions for the decentralized web. So there are a few keywords that one is the concept of trust, then identity and transparency. and how this we envision to operate in the future across Europe and the world. So we already have a software ecosystems, and my colleague Thanasis is going to speak about this in very shortly. Now, just for all of you innovators, that we are really happy to have you follow this challenge, the challenge of this hackathon. Our major challenge is, of course, the integration, how the building blocks of all the technologies, all the projects that have already been delivered can be put into something that is useful, compliant, and user-friendly. We want to see your vision, your understanding, how this can happen. So putting elements together makes it possible for us and you to better understand the value of the software ecosystem that has been developed. So the request is to at least approach this hackathon by exploring at least 2 existing TrustChain funded technologies, and to see how they can be used to align with the digital identity, to empower users to control and use their own data, and how the decentralized internet can be seen as green, transparent, and inclusive. There are several areas of broad challenges. However, all of you are welcome to explore any area you think would be really showing clear value. So areas include digital identity and privacy, interoperability and integration of services, sustainability and transparency, decentralized marketplaces, and Web3 and gaming. For example, how can we use the technologies of the project to develop a game of trust? These are the starting points, and your creativity in combining them is what matters most. By the end of the hackathon, each team should be able to present a working prototype or demonstrator using at least 2 TrustChain technologies, show how these technologies can be used to solve a real user problem, and demonstrate various viewpoints like interoperability, compliance, and sustainability. We want to see this into a real world picture, how this is creating actual value for our society. So the hackathon is not only about competition, it's about co-creation and building of a community around our software ecosystem, which aims at addressing pressing needs of humanity today. And these are related to the core topic, to the core title of the project, which is trust, and that's the most important part that we want to build. So before I finish, I want to say just one message about trust. When we meet someone, for example, in the mountains or somewhere else in a foreign country, the first thing we as humans need to establish is whether we can trust this person or not. And this means that all the semantics, all the complexity of the situation in which we are in has to reduce to the value of a single bit, 0 or 1. And this decision happens to be one of the maybe most difficult decisions that is at the edge of the decidability problem of the Turing machines, the halting problem, And we know about the Rice theorem that says that Turing machines cannot decide about such semantic problems. So the question is, how can humans decide when AI or machines perhaps cannot decide for us? So what we expect from you is one clear step and one big value: to combine TrustChain solutions, but create one action or a short sequence that delivers visible impact to any of these categories that we appreciate and value the most, and we believe humanity needs the most: sustainability, trust and transparency, privacy and security, and human rights and inclusion. So what we expect to see from this hackathon is one step to a very big trust. Thank you very much for your attention.
Regarding the eligibility criteria, the timeline, and the terms and conditions. So who can apply and the requirements. So who can apply? So these are team of natural persons. That means at least 2 persons. Legal entity, individual with a valid VAT number, residing or registered in European member state, including outermost region, overseas countries, territories linked to member states, and Horizon Europe associated country. You can have a look to it in the Article 16 of the regulation of 21. Application requirements. So you have to apply via the TrustChain website that will redirect you to the F6S1. As I already mentioned, we expect a team of up to 5 persons and or entities. It has to remain stable when selected. And there should be only one application per applicant. And it has to be submitted within the official application period. So late entries will be excluded. So you all know that the deadline is the 13th of November at 12 o'clock. And let's come to the indicative timelines. So as already mentioned, the 13th of November will be the deadline for the application at 12 CET. Then the 17th of November will correspond to the presentation of the challenges by the organizer. You will know how to access to the GitHub repository, and you will also be given a template that you will have to use for the submission of your solution on the 21st of November. At that time, you will have also to provide your code to the evaluator. Then the 24th and the 25th of November, you will have to pitch. At the same time, you will be evaluated by a panel of evaluators, including the TrustChain members and some people of the advisory board. And the 25th will be also the occasion of the awarding. Note that there is 2 tracks. One track for previous TrustChain sub-grantees. So that means the third party that have been funded during the TrustChain project, and a track 2 that allow the participation of a brand new applicant. So that means that they should not have prior involvement in the project. A winner will be selected separately for each track. The decision will be taken by consensus, or if not possible, by the majority of votes. The decision will be final, so I just let you have a look to the appeals procedure in the Article 0. If submission lacks sufficient quality, some prizes may not be awarded. So I just recall also that there will be two prizes, one of 3,000 euro for the winner, one of 2,000 euro for the second, and one of 1,000 euro for the third, and of course for each track. Each participant must guarantee that they comply with all eligibility rules for the entire event, own or are licensed to use all material in their submission, provide accurate, trustful, and up-to-date information, ensure the submission is their own work created during the event. If previously funded under TrustChain, the work has to be new and innovative. It has to comply with all law and regulation, including GDPR and the cybersecurity law. The participant has to deliver a technically sound and professional submission. So I will just recall what Vlado mentioned earlier. It is also compulsory to use at least two of the project that has been already funded under TrustChain. There is also communication obligation. So in case of communication and dissemination, all material must display the TrustChain NGI logo that you have here. And there should be a mention that the TrustChain is funded by the European Union under a grant agreement. You have the number here. Views and opinion expressed are those of the author only and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Commission or the of the EU. Regarding intellectual property, all intellectual property rights remain with the creator or rightful owner. Participants may use third-party software provided by the organizer, which may have their own terms and conditions. In that case, the organizer will inform participants accordingly, but bears no liability for the software or its use. Participants must not remove trademark or logo from material not owned by them. And finally, the participant must grant the organizer the right to use their submission.
All right, so there is a service catalog that one can see easily in the web page of the project. And in the service catalog, all the projects are mentioned. One can explore the projects based on the 5 topics. So we have topics about decentralized digital identity, user privacy and data governance, economics and democracy, multi-channel support for NGI protocols, and green, scalable, and sustainable decentralized ledger technologies. So if one wishes to explore more about each of the individual projects, it's possible to click on all of the links and then go through the detailed presentation and the team that has worked on the specific project. In order to proceed with the hackathon, the first step would be to explore the projects that are available, and then try to see which of the projects would fit most to the idea that the hackathon team has. Once a smaller selection of such projects is been done, then I would believe that the idea needs to be matched to the specific technology. So one would need to explore in greater level of detail the software code. For the software code, there is a repository that will be provided. I don't have at the moment, I cannot show it, but I believe Thanasis, Petar, and other members of our core team can support the participants in accessing the code and to be able to actually explore what exactly is being delivered under each of the projects.
And according to the code, exactly the 17, you will be given access to the different code of the different project that has been funded indeed in the TrustChain initiative, and you will have also the possibility to record your code also in GitHub. So everything will be provided to you at that time, as well as the template, because you will see on the 17 that you will have also to provide other information regarding user need, regarding eventually also the business potential.
To have an idea on the software that you will have access, to which you will have access if you participate in this hackathon. So I'm going to make a small overview of the very, very small overview, very high level overview of the technological framework of TrustChain. So, my name is Thanasis Papaioannou. I'm a professor at the University of Athens. So the technological framework that we have in TrustChain consists of applications towards human rights, sustainability and usability, interoperability, better democracy, and we are using also some underlying wallet technologies that have some of them are also rely on some hardware, specialized hardware, like we have hardware-based trust anchors, or we have in other cases trusted enclaves, where we secure some information regarding identity wallets, and we are talking about decentralized identities and also their integration, as we will see, with EIDAS2 or with other identification systems and credential sharing, like single sign-on. Also, we have several solutions that address data exchanges, services exchanges, value chains. There is also the interoperability layer, where we have some cross-chain data and state transfers, and of course token transfers across different chains. As I said, we want our solutions to be compliant many times with standards and with, in particular, regarding the identities, the EIDAS 2, and we follow standards wherever they exist. And we have some other also components that deal with, let's say, greener blockchains, or in general energy sustainability, some privacy aspects, really core privacy aspects, and some economic aspects as well, as I already mentioned. And the whole technological framework is organized in this mind map. So you can see that we have cross-chain support, green and sustainability support, let's say, decentralized identity support, and user privacy and data governance, and economics and democracy. So we have these 5 pillars, and in each pillar we have several technologies that we are covering, like ZKPs, dynamic consent management, EIDAS and EUD ARF specification coverage with DIDs and VCs, IP rights protection. Also, we have differential privacy and homomorphic encryption and sometimes fully homomorphic encryption solutions in the case of some projects. Let me go to show you some examples later. We also have projects that deal with supply chains, as I said, and data exchanges and asset exchanges. Also, in the user privacy solutions, we have some federated learning solutions. And the good thing for you is that most of these solutions, if not all, offer a specific API interface, either REST API or other forms of APIs or even ABIs, so smart contract methods and specifications for other people to be able to use their code. So, regarding the decentralized digital identity solutions, you can see here all the projects that are related to that one and exactly to which aspects each project is related. So we will share this data with you so that it is easier for you to navigate through the projects. So, for example, Didrum deals with identity management and wallets and advanced cryptography, but it's not dealing with hardware-based credentials, which is dealt by Privé or by Muzap projects. And also Trevo, which is not exactly, privacy-aware voting protocol is Trevo. It deals with advanced cryptography and zero-knowledge proofs and identity management, but it doesn't deal with wallets, for example. So you can see the mapping of the different projects into different aspects, and we have several mind maps of this. And also, I mean, for Didrum, as I said already, this is this is only indicative. We are not recommending some project to be used rather than others. So it's a solution for cross-border identity verification and secure credential management using some strong cryptographic algorithms and solutions. Muzap is another identity solution that also has to do with hardware-based anchors and credentials. The social wallet solution is a system for DID and VC management. Did for you similar, but also aligns the DIDs with EIDAS identities, as you can see in this figure here. And this is also referred to as Vault ID. It's one of the biggest, let's say, DIDVC management solutions that we have. This is one, and the other one is the Spherion solution. And we have some projects related to privacy aspects. As you see here, these are the names of the projects, and these are the technologies, and we have federated learning here. Privacy enhancing technologies like differential privacy, like key anonymity, and other solutions. We have some strong cryptographic solutions like Morph Metro that do homomorphic encryption and fully homomorphic encryption. Also, also other projects are dealing with data provenance. And also with the user consent. The dynamic consent management is an aspect that we really gave some some focus. So there are some projects also that are doing that one. Some examples of these projects for some like this one that integrates zero knowledge proofs for proving several properties that the person might have, and this is hardware resident credentials that generate based on which some zero knowledge proofs regarding personal data are created. And we have DGuard that gave us some tools for decentralized privacy and governance of personal data and sharing upon the user consent. So it also has to do with dynamic consent, this one. Morph Metro, as I said before, with homomorphic encryption. WEDIS for sharing health data in a privacy-aware manner. Proven AI for federated learning and data sharing for federated learning and all these aspects related to that. Again, data exchanges in the market, like selling, data selling in a privacy-aware manner. And in the economics and democracy, we have several other aspects that we are dealing with, like supply chains, as I said before, better democracy, digital asset economy, and the technologies that we were using are ZKPs, reputation, tokenization, verifiable credentials, and verifiable presentation, depending on the specific domain. For example, we have the Sure user-managed reputation ecosystem, or we have the Sparkit, which was for um, matchmaking between innovators that have some original ideas and experts. Okay, so that the original idea is not let's say stolen by anyone. Also, that you can trade these ideas with VCs and raise some funding without running the risk of the idea being taken without getting back any value. So it's a privacy-aware sharing of ideas, let's say, and the whole platform for monetizing these ideas. And as last but not least, cross-chain solutions that are employing trusted execution environments that are employing cross-chain blockchain interoperability, sharding solutions, decentralized value sharing, and trustworthy NGI protocols. Various solutions here, actually, for this. For example, I will only mention an XCC project that is sharing tokens and value across blockchain networks in a secure and efficient way in terms of throughput. And that is my short, as much as I could, overview of the technological framework. So there is good stuff here. This is the message, and there is a good documentation of the stuff and linking with the different technologies that you might want to utilize. And also there is high quality code and video demos of the solutions, so that you get very quickly some ideas on the videos you can find already online, and this is something that you should go through so that you really understand what the different people are doing before actually seeing the code, so that you have a better orientation on where to look to find what you need. Okay, thank you very much.